Two people can use the same 3D software, watch the same tutorials, and still get completely different results. One becomes a professional. The other stays stuck as a beginner for years. The difference isn't talent, it's workflow. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact 3D workflow professionals follow behind the scenes. The one that quietly separates hobbyists from paid artists. By the end of this, you'll know what to do before, during, and after every project to level up faster than 90% of beginners. Most beginners think pros are just naturally talented. That belief alone traps people for years, because the real difference is way simpler and way more controllable. Let me show you. Professionals don't start inside the software. In other words, professionals don't start in 3D. Yes, I know, this will shock most beginners. The pros actually start with references, sketches, mood boards, clear goals. Beginners open Blender and just start moving stuff. Pros already know what they're building before they touch the mouse. That single habit saves hours of rework on every project. This pre-production thinking is what makes their final work look intentional and polished rather than random experiments. They keep it simple, but they are intentional at every step. Pros don't open Blender to mess around. They decide what the project is for. They also define the output: still image, turntable, short animation, or game asset, because that affects poly count, texture size, level of detail, and how much time they spend polishing. Every pro project looks awful in the middle. Every beginner panics at this stage and quits. The difference is how they handle the ugly phase. Here's the rule professionals follow. Professionals: block big shapes first. Check scale and composition early. Keep everything simple at the start. Beginners: jump straight into tiny details. Overmodel too early. Lock themselves into bad decisions. Pros delay detail on purpose, because you can't fix structure with surface polish. You might be thinking, my modeling is okay, so why do my renders still look beginner? Because 3D quality isn't only about modeling. There's a silent stage most beginners skip entirely. Beginners texture first. Professionals light first. Why? Because lighting defines mood, depth, realism, story. Pros test lighting and camera early with gray materials. Beginners try to fix bad lighting with better textures. That almost never works. There's one boring habit that gets artists hired more than raw talent, and most beginners completely ignore it. It's not about creativity. It's about organization. Professionals name everything correctly. Use layers and collections. Organize assets. Save versions properly. Beginners create 200 unnamed objects. One giant messy file. No backups. No structure. Studios don't just hire artists. They hire systems thinkers. So here's the professional 3D workflow.
Blood, 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 and death.
All right,
1. Reference and planning first. Collect solid refs, hero shots, close UPS, material refs, scale refs, and style refs, not just a single Pinterest image. Write a tiny brief for yourself. Purpose, target mood, camera range, close/medium/wide, and final output, still, turntable, game asset. Decide constraints early: poly budget, texture sets, texel density, render engine, aspect ratio, and deadlines. 2. Blocking before detail. Pros start with super simple primitives to nail proportions, silhouette, and main volumes only. Check the block out from likely camera angles and fix scale and spacing before touching bevels, booleans, or sculpt. Keep everything editable. Use modifiers and separate objects rather than collapsing too early. 3. Lighting and camera before textures. The professionals drop everything to flat or gray shaders, so you judge shape, value, and mood without being fooled by pretty materials. 4. Clean structure and file discipline. They pros sets a clear folder structure for scenes, assets, textures, cache, renders, exports, and so on. They regularly purge junk and use materials, hidden test meshes, orphan collections, and keep backups or version control. Only then do you polish and render. That single workflow shift can upgrade your work within 30 days. Here's something crazy. Professionals often improve faster than beginners, even when practicing less. Not because they work harder, but because their workflow prevents wasted effort. I'll break down that time efficiency system in another video. If this helps shift how you see 3D, subscribe to this channel. I post realistic, no-hype 3D career guidance every week. Comment below. Beginner, if you're just starting. Leveling up, if you're transitioning to professional thinking. And if you want my free 12-month Blender learning roadmap, comment roadmap, and I'll give it to you. Stop guessing in 3D. Start thinking like a professional. See you in the next one.